All right, everybody. I am here with the last video in the Nearpod series, except for the live teaching clips that I'm hoping to be able to add in as well. This video is number 4, and it is about using using Nearpod specifically for ESL, and a special little tip I have for you. So, the tip that I have is how to use unit outlines and create your curriculum based on Nearpod. It does not take a lot of work, okay? So what I want to show you is something that I have here. And this is from an English textbook. It's an ESL textbook. I have another video that talks about how to get this from the Ministry of Education in Ecuador. That's where I got this. They have free access to the books. And we can see that we can outline our entire unit, our entire curriculum using this, okay? Unit 1, we're going to talk about family in the sounds of A. Unit 2, we're going to do emotions. Unit 3, we're going to talk about food and your room and parts of the house. Okay, and we're going to go right through that. So what can you do to use this for Nearpod? Well, let's look at Unit 6. We're going to talk about your family, right? Or not, sorry, not your family. Can you read? What's your favorite season? Okay, so let's say I want to do seasons. So, okay. I'm going to do seasons today. I'm going to go back to Nearpod, and I'm going to find a lesson that is going to focus on seasons. So let's type that in. Okay, and then usually this is going to be, a lower level. So kindergarten, is going to be a good one. I found that here's a little bit higher of a version. These tend to be a little bit more difficult because they're geared towards L1 speakers. So there's lots of things in there that aren't necessarily, ESL friendly. You'd have to adapt it a lot, but, go ahead and look at any of them. And then you can build your curriculum like this. Just use a guide of what you're going to teach and then go into Nearpod and find those lessons that are going to be appropriate for them. Nearpod has all of the vowel sounds. It has all of the blending. Now Nearpod, it depends on how you like to teach phonics. I personally like to teach the first two sounds to blend together and then have that last sound blend with them. But Nearpod teaches the last two sounds blended together and then adding the first sound. So just be aware of that if you like to teach the other way. But it does have all the phonics. It has verbs, it has adjectives, it has nouns, it has lessons on plural and singular, it has lessons on prepositions, it has lessons on irregular verbs. You really have a lot to work with here. So depending on where you are in that outline of what you want to do, you're probably going to find a Nearpod lesson to go with it. Okay, so you can use this weather and seasons to reinforce that unit on weather and seasons and go through your Nearpod lesson that's going to give you speaking, reading, and writing like you've already seen in all of the other videos on this. Okay, so here's virtual reality. Actually, this one is not in the other videos. They are able to have a virtual reality experience where they can just do pure speaking here of what they see. So that's always a fun one, and what the weather is like. What do you see, the sun and clouds and all of that stuff, and you draw that speaking out of them. So that is the big tip on how to create with very little, really very little planning, an entire ESL curriculum. Get yourself one of those textbook outlines. Use that. Some of the platforms that we already teach on already have an outline for curriculum. You can use that and then just find those Nearpod lessons to reinforce what you're going to work on for vocabulary and speaking. So I think that wraps it up as far as like tutorial videos on Nearpod and how to use it. If you have any questions, email, message, drop a comment, hit the like, subscribe, support me. Do whatever we need to do together to get through this. I have confidence in you guys to use this stuff. It is really great. I just can't recommend it enough. Keep an eye out for teaching clips. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.